I think I want to talk to leaders who are in a place of maybe you're not a startup, maybe you have a very established organization or ministry or business or whatever, and you are looking at your people and you have the means, you have the ability to ease adversity, challenges. I'm not talking about between you and them, like tension, but just circumstantial things where there might be a person in your company or in your organization who is staring down the barrel of something that is very hard, that'll be very challenging, and you have the ability to step in and fix it and just say, like, magic wand, pff, like, we don't need to figure that out. You don't need to figure that out. Like, I'll just take care of it. You are stunting your leader's growth when you do that. You are not allowing your leaders to become higher capacity when you just step in and do everything for them. Now, there's moments to teach, but you have to really teach. You have to ask questions so that they can come to the answers themselves. When we just provide answers in the midst of adversity and challenges, that doesn't grow us. Like, we have to go through the storm. We have to go through the wall. We have to go through the challenge in order to turn out higher capacity leaders. And I think that is one of those things that I learned where there needs to be a certain amount of struggle for our people, and this is like how I want to lead, where I might have the ability to magic wand it, solve the problem. I want to be sensitive to what God is doing in their lives so that I don't just come in and say, like, you're drowning, like, I'm just going to save you, when they need to learn how to swim so that next time they fall into the water, like, there's a better outcome for themselves. And I know that's kind of like a side tangent, but I really believe good leaders have to be able to be discerning in those moments to say, like, and there were times even like where she was about to, quit her job and head out. And I put my head down as like, I will fix this problem of her not having an income. I will raise money and pay her salary and like all of this stuff. And that's not how it turned out. But once it started not going how I thought it was, I wasn't fighting it. I was like, okay, Lord, like, what is this? And it was very much this is not how the story's supposed to go. Like, she needs to learn to rely on my provision, not your provision, not her job's provision, my provision. And I think as leaders, that's something we have to be so aware of when we're leading our teams is, yeah, you have the ability to save them because you've gone through it before. But there are times when people need to struggle. As weird as that is to say, people need to struggle. That's how we get stronger. When you lift weights, you're struggling. If you're not struggling by the end of your workout, you're probably not getting stronger. You're just staying in stasis. You're plateauing. And for me, I want to be a leader who creates high capacity leaders. I want our people to be growing every single day. And I know that comes from desperation for the Lord and wholehearted obedience, but it also comes through hard things happening. And I think it's just like a dad too. And it's weird to think of myself as a dad, is like a dad will let his kids struggle when he knows that there's no danger involved. And that is a beautiful thing because the kid becomes strong. I think the Lord does that for us. Like, we're never really in any danger. Like, we are safe and secure in who he is. And that's a realization we need to come to so that we can fight the battle at hand to get stronger. Like, we say, like, Jesus has given us the victory, yet we still like struggle. It's because he has a plan to make us more like Jesus. And if he just comes in right now and says, I'm here, bippity boppity boo, like, yeah, how do we grow? And so I really think like that's a very deeper theological point of like suffering and challenges and all of that stuff, but it's the refiner's fire. And I think as leaders, that's applicable to who we're talking to. And for us, it's like we have to have that discernment of, yes, now is the time to come in and save them, throw them the life jacket, the lifeboat, whatever. And sometimes it's like, no, just come to the boat, like swim to the boat. You got this. Like, I believe in you. You're going to get stronger. Because then, like I said before, the next time you come up against a challenge, they are a high capacity leader so that you as a leader don't have to take time and energy to focus on things that you don't need to focus on. You've developed people who can look at the challenge and say, I've already done that before. So that was a complete side thing, but I think it's important as leaders of like, we sometimes feel like we have this like savior complex. And it's like, nope, don't need to do that.
Yeah. And I think a lot of times people then, whether you realize that you're doing it or not, if you are that kind of leader, you're building their faith in you, not their faith in God. And like Paul says, like, follow me as I follow Christ. He was the type of leader that he said, come follow me, watch what I do. Like, come do ministry with me. But he always was pointing at Jesus is why I'm doing this. Jesus is why I suffer. Jesus is why I will do the things that I do. And I think as leaders, we can take sometimes that responsibility of like, I have to develop my people so much, or I have to save my people, like you were saying, so much that they rely on us more than they have the ability to rely on God.